You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
With God we stand from sea to sea. You won't hear us on the radio or on TV. We believe in love and family, the rule of law and democracy. We are the people. We are the nation. We are the people. We are the nation. We fought the wars across the sea. We made the sacrifice to establish peace, endured the struggles of civil rights, so that equality would define our lives. We are the people. We are the nation. People, we are a nation. From every nation, race and creed, we stand united in what we believe, and we will always keep the faith and come together in peace one day. We are the people. We are the nation. We are the nation. We are the people. We are the nation. We are the nation. Everybody stand on up. We are the people. We are the nation. Stand on up now. We are the nation. Take somebody's hand down. We are the people. We are the nation. And come together. Stand on up. We are the nation. Stand on up now. We are the nation. Come together. We are the people. Everybody, come together. We are the nation. We are the people. The nation. We are the nation. Hold your head up. We are the people. 'Cause we are the nation. We are the nation.
In a curl, pin it up, or wear a flow.
What's that to you?
Twist it out, roll it up, or wear it long. Braid it down, straighten it out with a flattening comb.
What's that to you? I need to be moved.
That's what he wants. I was born to stand out from the crowd. Don't you bother with me. I'm just saying and I'm shouting it loud. Free to be me. Free to be me.
I was born for this moment.
A design set just for me. I'm strategically planted to fulfill my destiny. If I choose to wear purple, green, or gray, or white when it's not a sunny day,
What's that to you?
and I choose to drive a fancy car, or an old one I pray will get me far,
What's that to you?
that's what he wants, what he wants. I was born to stand out from the crowd. Don't you bother with me. I'm just saying and I'm shouting it loud. Free to be me. Free to be me. 24/7, 365. You stay on my mind all the time, and I'm always wondering what if or what we could be. I smile at all the possibilities. Sorry I ran. I had so much fear because I've been hurt before. Now that I'm let down, my God, I wanna be here. 'Cause you make me say ooh, ooh, ooh. And I can't speak. You got me saying ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm so weak. You got me saying ooh, 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 ooh. You made me say ooh, baby. You leave me wanting for nothing. I'm satisfied with the way that you love me, how you provide everything that I need. I can't take it. I'm so mad about all the time I've wasted. Sorry I ran so long. Sorry I ran so long. I had so much fear, 'cause I've been hurt before. Now that I'm let down, my God, I wanna be here. I wanna be here. 'Cause you make me say ooh, ooh, ooh. And I can't speak. You got me saying ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'm so weak. You got me saying ooh, 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 ooh. You made me say ooh, baby. I get so speechless whenever I'm next to you. When we get in love, ooh, when we get in the groove. I swear to God, you know just what to do to make me say. You got me saying ooh, ooh, ooh. Do it again, baby. And when you look at me, and when you're touching me, and when you're loving me, ooh, oh, ooh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, you make me say, ooh.
Let down my guard for tonight. It's one of those nights where you've been all my life. You smell so good and you're dressed up nice. You know I'm so hooked. You got me shook, baby. You drive me crazy. You want me to chase you in the fast lane so I can get next to you. Through stormy weather and rain, you remain in my brain. To be with you, I'll do anything. Risky when I'm with you. Love taking chances with you. And every night and day, you're making me happy. So happy, it's satisfying. Oh baby, I missed you constantly. The same about me. Oh, so crazy, but in a good way. And for you, I will do anything. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. I'm into you. I'm in love with you. Oh, I'll do anything. I'm into you. I'm in love with you. I'll do anything. 'Cause I'm in love with you. I'll do anything. I'm into you. I'm in love with you. I'm into you. I'm in love with you. I'll do anything. I'm into you. I'm in love with you. I'll do anything for you. 'Cause I'm in love with you. I'll do anything.
You can come over for a little while, just a little while, 'cause your energy is so bent. I love your smile, smile. We've been vibing for some time now, baby. I can see what's on your mind. I can see it, baby. And I know you wanna feel my body. Let's just take a little time, little time. You wanna get closer, but it's too soon for me to give it up. Oh, babe, I love it when you take time to come over, but it's too soon for me to give it up. I've been thinking about you all night, 'cause you made something come alive. And when I touch you, you get so hot. We about to lose control. Stop it right here. I don't wanna lead you on, 'cause we ain't there, but I want to. We've been vibing for some time now, baby. I can see what's on your mind. I can see it, baby. And I know you wanna feel my body. Let's just take a little time. I wanna get closer, closer, but it's too soon for me to give
a ribbon in the sky for our love. If allowed, may I touch your hand, and if pleased, may I once again, so that you too will understand. There's a ribbon in the sky for our love. This is not a coincidence, and far more than a lucky chance. But what is that was always meant is our ribbon in the sky for our love. We can't lose. With God on our side, we'll find strength in each tear we cry. From now on, it will be you and I, and our ribbon in the sky, ribbon in the sky. A ribbon in the sky for our
If you just believe, you can achieve. You can reach the sky. Just open your eyes. Never be afraid to love. Never be afraid to just be. You gotta cast away the chains of doubt and have the courage to be free. Don't cloud your eyes with others' lies. Say only what you wanna see. Just duplicate this simple truth. Have the courage to be free. Open your eyes, you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can fly. Open your eyes, yes, you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can fly.
to love. No, 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 no. Never be afraid to just be. Gotta cast away those chains of doubt and have the courage to be free. Don't close your eyes with all their lies. Say only what you wanna see. Just duplicate this simple truth. Have the courage to be free. Open your eyes, you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can, you can, you can, you can. Open your eyes, yes you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can fly.
You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
Sweet little
You know you got some stuff with you.
be out there when I get there.
Yeah, man. What? So I probably will be. Yeah.
I'm about to go in the air, Mac.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of the Indie Live Spot. Glad you can be here and tune in for today's show. We're very excited today because we have a return guest from a while back. We're excited about this brother. Help me welcome Mr. Terence Thompson in the house. Welcome.
Welcome, Terence.
Hey, what's up, good people? I'm glad y'all had me back. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you very much.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you back.
To see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, this trio right here, you never know what to expect. So let me buckle in.
You talking about Mac, not us. Not Darren.
Well, Mac is the X factor. So
Yeah, man.
But you ain't got to worry about me today. You know, I'm really fresh. and I'm full.
Full of what?
Yeah.
Food. See, you left that wide open, Joyce.
Oh, man.
Well, go ahead and jump in, Mac. Do your thing.
Now the question is are you awake?
Right. I got a good sleep. I got 9 hours of sleep last night.
Did you?
So, yeah,
Ooh.
9 hours.
Okay, that's good.
So
That's good.
I'm good.
Well, very
I don't
good.
know if this grub gonna take over or not.
the itis might creep in later.
That might creep in.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that might creep in.
Well, Terence, man, welcome back to the show. We're very excited
Thank
about having
you,
you
Derek.
back, man. Great.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, you're such a great producer, artist. All your music's always on point. Sounds great, professionally. Everything is just nice, and we're very excited. We're gonna actually, you had a new track that you're gonna actually let us hear today, which is just off the chain.
Thank you.
Yeah, featuring a young lady by the name was it Kiana?
Kiana Graham.
Graham.
Kiana Graham.
Yeah, man. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, and as I was talking with you a little bit earlier, I remember on your other CD you had a instrumental version of that, and so now with Kiana on it sounds really nice, man. Tell us a little bit how you guys come together on that track.
Yeah, so like most of the artists I've worked with, Joyce included, somebody that I discovered on Facebook, and I just reached out to her. I was like, hey, you know, I would love to work with you, and sent her some tracks, and she wrote to the tracks, and you know, we got in the studio and knocked it out. By the way, Joyce, I'm looking forward to working with you again on something.
All right.
Something
Bring
very
it.
nice, I think would be. So, but yeah, that's pretty much how it worked out. You know, same way. Just reached out to her, and she was open to it, and I'm very happy with what we came up with. You know, that the thing about Kiana, you know, unlike most of the other, you know, I collaborated with, like with Joyce and everybody else, they kind of recorded in their own studios, and then they sent the work in. But Kiana was one of the few people that actually came, to my studio, and we actually worked inside
nice.
the studio. Yeah.
So she was local then.
Yeah. She lives in Maryland, and of course I'm in Virginia. So she's in that whole DMV, so she was able to come out. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, which was a really, really cool vibe. And I think another artist, Natalie Red, was another one that I worked with. Natalie was able to come over too, because she's in the Maryland area too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Very nice.
Keep it local.
Yeah. But I love working with all of y'all. I mean, it's just y'all just take the work to a whole nother level that, to me, as a producer and a songwriter, that's what I love. I just love to see, I kind of go back to our, when we worked together on Safe Travels, how, what you did and what it turned out to be. It's just, that's still one of my favorite all-time tracks.
It blossomed real big. It blew up on Spotify and other platforms, and I I just remember when we were recording it, I think that's when my flute fell apart.
Right. That's right. We had a conversation. He was like, "Hey, might be a slight delay." But
I have
yeah,
to go to the repair shop. I had to get it fixed. When you have so many instruments, I think 3 saxophones and a flute, and trying to keep them all maintained.
yeah.
See that's why we charge when we play.
No, and you should.
No kidding.
But that flute added everything that I needed to that track, and that's why I'm glad I only released it as a single by itself. So yeah, I
And
just want to come back
B-song?
full circle.
Is it B-song? B-song?
Yeah, I need a B song. Yeah.
I need
the
a
vocals.
B-song. Yeah, her vocals at the end.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I said, what a nice touch.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
On all your music, but you really did a great job. And that was when I saw the backup, I said, oh, I'm glad my name is on this one.
Well, all of y'all did a great job. I mean, that was the thing. I mean, all of y'all did an amazing job. It just makes it easy for me, as a writer and a producer. Yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. Well, awesome. Well, I know, Gary, you got something you want to ask about Current. So
Go ahead. I was sitting there trying to get in the chat. And I'm over here chatting right now.
okay, that's what I was doing at first, trying to catch up with everybody. But since that time, what are you working on now? What's the name of your current album project?
Wow.
And-
Okay. So since the last time I was on the show, I released 2 more albums. I released the project Total Amor, which is kind of it's more for a Spanish speaking market, and that has Safe Travels on it too. So yeah, and that project is out. And also, I just released Cycle of Love, which is kind of it's a combination of some old and some new stuff that I'm really excited about, and that's doing fairly well on Spotify and on the other platforms as well. Yeah, so 2 albums out, and I have the 2 new singles coming out, which Kiana Graham, I think it's Alone, and a remix to a single that I released called Supernova, but it's an instrumental version featuring my horn player Jean Cos, who's just incredible horn player. Yeah.
So when somebody asks, who is Terence? How do you answer that? Give us like a bio type response. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, first I would say Terrence is a husband, is a dad, is a son, a brother. For me, music is just something that I love to do. It's and I think the fact that because I'm not a performing artist or musician like yourself and others, I'm kind of totally detached away from music. I just love being in the studio and creating, but and also just a man of God, a God-fearing person. That's who I am at the end of the day. Just somebody that's trying to get through life like everyone else, trying to be a good person, helping people along the way. And I definitely don't want anybody at my funeral talking about, hey, he was a great producer or none of that. I want people to say, hey, this was a kind, generous person. I hope that's what they'll say. A loving father, devoted husband. All of those real things. All that other stuff, it won't matter. So that's who I hope they say I am, and that's who I aspire to be.
That's all.
Now, let me ask you this, Terrence. Now,
Yes, sir.
since you're not a performing artist, suppose if they came to you, then what you gonna do?
I would welcome it. I would welcome it, and ultimately that's what I'm. So my goal is ultimately to at some point, some stage of my life to perform, but because I'm so in this creative mode right now, it's hard for me to leave the studio or to put down cameras from shooting videos. I just love to create, and any artist that I could work with, that I can collaborate with, that's what I'd rather do. I would rather do that than perform, if you ask me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I definitely relate to that, because that's Joyce knows that's kind of how my mentality is as well too. I never have been like a person to want to be out front. I want to kind of do the background stuff and all that stuff. And I do remember the last time you was on, Terrence. yeah, I remember we were actually talking about some of the things that you were doing creatively, especially with the video stuff. You were showing us some things, and that was some really, really gorgeous
Yes.
stuff. I mean, I remember that. So,
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank
yeah,
you. Yeah. So any artist I work with, I mean, I extend that to anyone. I mean, I'll come out, shoot the videos. I love being on behind the camera, shooting videos. That's like, I think I like that just as much as producing music. I just, it's just a different way to help the artist express, their creativity. So I've made, some really significant investments in the equipment and just trying to get my skill up. But yeah, I love it. I just love it.
And, it's really hard to do it all because, I always tell Gary and David, and everybody's heard this before, I envy how they can write, produce, and YouTube and do it all. So I've been trying to do it, but I realized, man, I'm so involved in, because recording live horns is a different animal.
It is. But see,
It's
but see, Joyce, this is the thing you got to remember though. Like, you're a musician, you know what I mean? And your core is musician, multifaceted, playing multiple, instruments. So that's different. Your approach to music is different than my approach.
Yes.
Right.
Like, I come in and I want to make sure everything works well together. And you're so, when you guys are devoted to those instruments, you're going to make sure that that's on, and that takes a lot of energy.
It does.
I can apply all of my energy to everything at the same time. So yeah, I mean, I've worked, I'll tell you, and I think I've referenced this guy before. One of the dopest producers I ever worked with in my life is a guy by the name of Nate Smith, who was a prolific jazz drummer. Nate is a phenomenal drummer. He's known as a drummer, but he is a beast on keys. He's a great producer. And I say that to say that producers approach music from a different perspective. It's like the you think about Quincy Jones and the roster of people that he has surrounding him, Ron Temperton and all of these other great people. So
yes,
our goal is to come in, like, you're the star. Our goal as the director to come in and say, okay, let me help the star shine. So that's really what it is.
Kind of more or less like a director too, isn't
it? It's exactly what it is. You're directing the cast to make sure that everything, it flows and you get to the end result. But yeah, I know it's difficult for musicians when they're just straight up musicians and you're trying to produce records and all of that. You shouldn't have to do that. That's when you need, that ear that can kind of stand back and say, okay, I see what you're doing here, but we can also look at that, because it takes some of the pressure off of you.
Absolutely.
Oh, it takes a lot of pressure off.
Yeah, it does.
And it's not that I can't write. It's just, it's just a different animal. Okay, all right, let me do this. And but I'm always experimenting with what I have, and sometimes, Gary, you know how it is. You buy stuff and then you lay it down and you go, man, I have more stuff than I realized I had.
Yeah,
I can do this.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I have this. I just start. But it's great. So your main title is producer. Is that number one?
Absolutely, yes. Producer, songwriter. I'll tell you, I wouldn't do. So there's this, and I think it was a quote from Nat King Cole, I believe. And correct me, somebody, if I'm wrong. But I think Nat King Cole said that every player should be able to sing a little bit, and every singer should be able to play a little bit. So that's kind of my approach. Like, I'm the person that I could go in the studio and do the record, and I can do it myself, but I'm always open to finding people that can do the record better than me. So yeah. So I think that, I prefer to produce and write. I don't want to perform. That's not really something that I want to do. I just love collaborating with other musicians and seeing how they bring the music to life, and I go back. And I'm going to reference this again. So I go back to, Safe Travels, which, Safe Travels, the flute part was written on a keyboard. You remember the reference I sent you. And I look at what you did with it and how you took it. Nobody would probably ever believe that song was put together the way that it was when they hear it. because it sounds. I think it sounds very complex. You know, at the same time. You know, so you know, but yeah, I that's what I'm into, producing records and just creating a different space. You know, yeah.
Well, it sounds like with the skill that you have, you could produce maybe movies or short films or something like that. Dive into that part of it. Since you have that ability.
I received that, and that's something that I've spoken to my wife about. That's something I actually have kind of a very short film that I've already kind of shot. That at some point I want to kind of share it. It's kind of deep, but yeah. But if you look at any of the music videos I shoot, all of them kind of have more of a cinematic feel than, you know, even with the new one for Alone. I mean, you know, that's, you know, a video. This young lady is literally unraveling, you know, and she turns into this psychotic space because of this relationship, which I mean, all of us would probably relate to. I know I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mac. I know you were trying to ask something. Go ahead.
Oh, you see me itching over here, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Mac always asks a provocative question, so.
But you know, you got. I know you love producing and all that, but boy, if somebody say, "Hey, come on here, I want you to perform this live,"
I'm on it. I'm on it. You know, I think this is the difference, though, is that, you know, it's a difference between me saying I want to go perform and someone saying, "Hey, I want you to come perform."
Right.
Because if someone says they want me to come perform, that means that there's a demand for me to be seen, you know.
Right.
What I don't want to do is I don't want to think that, okay, people want to see me and then, you know, nobody's showing up. I mean, that's crushing as a as an artist. Right. But see, but here's the thing though with that. But see, that could be misconstrued and taken so many different ways. I mean, you could think, okay, nobody's checking for me. No, people are checking for you, but the way it was promoted, it didn't reach the people that are checking for you, or you're not getting in front of the people that are checking for you. I don't want to go and perform for anyone that's not aware of who I am. You know, I just that's just something I don't want to do. I don't want to have to go and say, okay, here's who I am. You know, like I would say, I mean, I would appreciate if my music has had a chance to be heard, because then they can appreciate it. But you know how hard it is for the average person to hear an artist for the first time and grasp and get them. There's only a very few of us.
It is hard because and I say we, because we are, for lack of a better word, we're addicted to the star, the status.
Yep.
If you understand what I mean. You know, Joe Blow down the street can probably play a horn just as good as this A-rated Grammy Award-winning
absolutely
saxophonist. But he can't. This guy, even though he's just as great, can't draw anybody because he doesn't have that star status.
Or he's not a part of the machine.
The machine. And to be a part of the machine will cost you dearly.
Yeah.
And you can lose your soul over it.
Yeah, and that's the thing for me that it always comes back to me. You know, you the reason why we do it has to be for the right reasons. For me personally, like when I make my music, I don't care what people think. You know, when I'm in that studio and I'm working, I don't care about what anyone thinks or what they're gonna say. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. I think that if I'm considered a lame dude, I think there's at least 1,000 lame dudes out there like myself that can relate to what I do.
Oh yeah.
So you know, so
and that's no doubt.
Yeah. So that's how you have to approach your music. But I think, you know, I've worked with people and I see them just kind of, they're trying to play to the crowd or be put in a box. And no disrespect, but I'm not a smooth jazz artist. I'm not a smooth jazz producer. I'm a producer, songwriter, period. I can touch any genre that I feel drawn to. And when we allow ourselves to be labeled, we really sell ourselves short. So,
you're so right.
I mean, yeah,
that's
they just want to.
That's just like being an invisible man.
Right. They tell. I mean, people are dictating, you know, what we are and how we are. We're musicians and we're artists, man. Why do you got to box us in like that? You know, because I mean, because when you say R&B, R&B is supposed to sound a certain way. If you say smooth jazz, it's supposed to sound a certain way.
Which is about the same, but anyway.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. Yeah. In this day and age, right. It's so close, you can't even really tell the two now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Make it instrumental, and now it's smooth jazz.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. Because, smooth jazz, after a friend of mine, I'm not going to say his name. He said, Joyce, I started listening to smooth jazz on Sirius Radio. He said, I got bored.
Hey, listen.
I said, okay.
Man, I'm not gonna comment on that, but I'm gonna say is this.
And he wasn't being trying to be rude or tear down, because the way he said it, like, hey, I really tried to give it. What is it?
I mean, honestly, if you heard one song, you heard them all.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really what he was saying.
Yeah.
And that's what he was saying. He said, I don't mean no harm, because I was trying to be a smooth jazz artist. And I guess he was just like, well, Joyce, I don't know. It got boring. I said, well, smooth jazz, that's why I can't do it just smooth jazz.
Right.
Because even as an artist playing, I get bored.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I'm because I grew up with Motown and funk and jazz from traditional. I remember, who made the soprano sax popular was actually Ronnie Lotz.
Ah, yes, that's right.
When I heard him, I was young, and I thought, oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Friends and Strangers, that's what it was. I was before Kenny G. And so you have cats like that were, crossing the line.
Real chops. Real chops.
They were allowing themselves to do other things. Kenny G as well. He said, I'm going to do this. He got criticized. That's not real jazz. And it's amazing that most of the time people are criticizing what's real jazz. Probably don't know anything about jazz anyway. They don't listen to it on a regular basis. But music is allowed to evolve. Just like classical music. You go all the way back to Renaissance music, classical Renaissance, each period of music and art. They don't, it doesn't sound the same. Beethoven doesn't sound like Bach.
Right.
So people need to start understanding that music is going to evolve.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to cross over. It's going to borrow from several genres to create a new one. Yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, if you sit back and listen to traditional jazz, hell, a lot of people don't even understand traditional jazz.
That's right. They don't.
And
the average person doesn't. Yeah.
They don't understand it. And which the real jazz, we done coined the phrase black classical music.
Yeah.
And, what is that?
Yeah.
You call it jazz. We call it black classical music.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't understand it. That's why they get bored with it.
I think when I found out jazz started in a brothel, that really got me.
Yeah,
when folks snub you, like that's not jazz.
There's so many different forms of real jazz. You got bop and you got ragtime.
Yeah.
You got a lot of different forms of it, and people it's hard for them to even grasp it. But if you sit down and really listen, then you will understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing about music to me also, and I guess I like the artists that, we're so judgmental of one another and critical of one another. And it's like, listen, man, whatever you do, as long as you're putting forth your best, do you? You know what I mean? Like, do you? Like, I think so many people are enamored with wanting to be the best or being justified, or what is the word? Maybe not justified, but just, they need this acknowledgement.
Accepted, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that. But it comes from your source and why you're really doing it. To me, if you're a creator, create and put it out.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to people because it's a gift. It is a gift, and we need to share that gift. So, you know, I mean, if you can monetize it, hey, monetize it, absolutely.
Right.
But share your gift, man, and that's what it's all about for me. Like that's why I just don't want to get caught up in any of that the BS of the music business, because it is BS.
I feel you.
Gary and I, we do big time.
I call it hoopla.
We could have a whole show
oh my
on
goodness.
that, especially you need to watch. Oh, I think it's still in my DM. Walter Beasley talk about the business. We'll talk about that off the air. We want to focus on you. But
no. But that's my point. That's me. That's all part of my plight, and that's what shapes me. You know, that's what shapes the moves that I make. I mean, I think about all of that. I'm not just doing it to chase down anything. Like I said, I don't care if people. I mean, I don't expect people to respond a certain way. I learned a long time ago, have low expectations. Hey, if they receive it, then hey, you know, you're pleasantly surprised, but you keep doing what you do and you keep doing what you love.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Absolutely.
And I think for people who in the music business who are performing artists and concert promoters, they have a different approach because our business is based on purchasing
absolutely.
tickets.
Yeah.
You know, and if we're full time, so the energy might be a little different when you sell. We have to, in a way, care about how we market and get people to sell tickets. I mean, I'm producing my own Sade tribute show, right, here in Dallas.
Right, I saw that.
And I've been brainstorming, staying up till 3 and 4 in the morning, and trying to figure out, okay, flyers, do this, text one person at a time, because I hate group texts and I hate group DMs. So, but I'm pleased to see that I am selling tickets already, and it's in March. But I think when you think like a performing artist, you can't have a relationship with people just when you need them.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It does. I tell people all the time, you can't be the talent and the management at the same time.
Right.
You got to separate the two, because there are times, like artists, as an artist, we're super sensitive about what we create. But a manager could come in and say, from an objective standpoint, that's not what you want to put out right now. That's not where you want to go right now. You know, so you have to separate the two to make sure you make the right decision. But, you know, here's the thing about all of this stuff. Realistically, how can you say that anybody is the best artist or best musician at any point in time? You can't.
No.
You know, unless you do like a NBA playoff, where, you know, you have you know what I mean, a game of 7 or best of 7, best of 5, where people are going head to head. It's really subjective, and we fall for it because we're allowing people to tell us, well, you know, this chart means this or that. Man, those charts. I mean, I salute anyone that's doing well. But don't be confused into thinking that a chart or you being placed on a chart means more than what it actually means. You know, because just like in every era of the entertainment industry, people have the power to say, tag, you're it. And when they say tag, you're it, man. And if you're not it, then you're not it.
Tell it, man. You're telling like this. I was just getting ready to say,
bro, that's what it is.
Yes, because I was just going to ask you. I was going to say, what do y'all think about? And I was just going to make this term, these chart chasers. What do you think about these chart chasers? Because that's what they are, man.
I'll tell you what I do. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna just tell y'all what I do. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I look at people that are charting, and I also go look at their Spotify numbers. And sometimes it's a little daunting to see how you could be in the top 10. Well, you haven't even cracked 1,000 streams on a song.
See,
and it's not I'm not judging that, but what I'm saying, anybody that knows this business, come on, man. We all know. George kind of alluded to it. It could be expensive. It's pay to play. You buy these spots, man.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
just
it
got
is.
an email from someone with a 3 paragraphs of what he can do for my YouTube, get my music on the Billboard, blah, blah. I said, okay, let me get to the bottom. I scrolled to the bottom, $10,000.
10 racks. 10 racks. 10 racks.
I don't even know you.
but you know.
Wrote it down. I mean, I've already had one experience, so I can say that now. But I'm not about to hand somebody, especially somebody. I don't have 10,000. Let's start with that. And number 2, if I had it, I'm not about to hand it to someone. I don't know anything about you. Anybody can send an email and put words on it. I'm just not going to do it. See, my thing is, how about having a conversations and let me question you?
Right.
And for $10,000, I should be able to ask you questions and tell you what I need and ask you, and not that I'm going to give it, but for $10,000, something else needs to happen other than you giving me 3 paragraphs
Come on,
of how you're going to boost.
Joyce.
You know,
Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately?
Right. I'm just saying.
Let me allude to this. You know, you look at all the artists that came before you. You know, and Say the Whispers, the OJs, all these other people that their life worked, but never got a damn Grammy.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And that's my point. You know what I mean? To my point, thank you, sir. Like at the end of the day, you know, there's commercial success and there's critical acclaim.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, I mean, we can argue back and forth about these prolific musicians and prolific artists, but I mean, we're not measuring it. We're not using the same instrument to measure these artists, you know, and what we're comparing them against. I mean, when I was growing up, it was just like, y'all, you heard everything on the same radio station. You know, it was nothing to hear Michael Jackson with David Bowie or whoever, you know, they played everything.
Yeah.
But it's the way, you know, they break it out and they the segregation part of it all over again, you know, on the categorization of music. Who can tell us what our music is? And that's the part that is baffling to me when people try to tell me like this is your music. No. How can you tell me what my music is?
You know, that's what you're saying. It's just like the jocks. They turn around and coin a phrase, R&B, Southern soul jazz.
Right.
Hell, they don't. Half of them don't even know what none of it is.
Right.
You know, because back in the day, you didn't have but one thing. AM, and you was picking up country and western.
That's it. You played it. You played it. Whatever hit the turntables was what you played.
That's
and, you
right.
know, but it's a different time now, and you have radio personalities that's bigger than artists.
Yeah,
and I can't figure that out. I'm trying to still figure that one out. Listen. I mean, I thought your job or your position was to play music and to help break music, but it's now like, well, you know,
yeah.
What are you doing for me to break my music? And it's like,
I don't know. I was talking to someone the other day. I forgot who it was, but anyway, they was talking about, you know, for the to come on the show to do an interview. They want them to pay them to do an interview. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
Why would you pay somebody a fee just for you to come on and do an interview?
Right.
That's out of the question.
Yeah.
But that's just indicative of where we are. We kind of lost our way, and a lot of artists, I mean, major artists, indie artists, people think way higher of themselves than they should. At the end of the day, this is the thing. At the end of the day, none of us are curing cancer, or you know, creating the cure for the common cold. We're just putting out music, man. That's all we're doing. We're doing something that was given to us as a gift.
Right.
You putting out there, you talking about cancer, you putting all that money out there, and you know damn well they got a cure for it, but they still want that money coming in.
Absolutely. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, see.
Yeah.
Well, you know, even though, you know, music is a gift, but it's also a lot of training to become.
Yeah. Let's not
years and
underscore
years.
that. That's right.
Training, and then you got to keep playing to maintain it.
So
if you know what I mean.
That's why I put producer first and musician at the very end of my long list of things that I
I know that's right.
did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Comma.
Yeah,
Musician.
I understand. That's why they said, Joyce, you play keyboard. I said, no, I play edit. That's why you won't see it on my bio anywhere on my website. I am not a good piano player, but I can sit here and go, okay, I need a bass line on this. Okay, click, pull a bass on the stem. Boom, boom, boom.
But you're a musician, though. When you get it done,
And then
that's
you know, on your software, you can slow the tempo down, do the right hand and do the left hand.
The old quantization.
Yeah. And I'm
Girl,
glad
we
I
gotta
learned
quantize,
about,
baby. We gotta quantize, you know.
yeah, quantize and all that stuff. So, and talk about it if you want to. I just do the best I can. And then I send it to somebody else to make it sound good or redo it, or if you know what I mean. So,
Oh yeah, that's what we do. Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what we do.
I do the best I can. I just use what I have. And as I grow, I ask for, I just ask questions. Oh, what do you use? I'm still trying to, you know, I transcribe using a Sibelius. It's not a charting software, but a scoring software.
Right.
And then when I found out who was on the show, Gary, that you just play the music and he has something that will find the notes.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
forgot to
yeah.
ask him.
It'll kick it right out for you. Yeah.
No,
Tell you the
I'm
key and
talking
everything.
about transcribing. I'm talking polyphonic, that it would
Right,
read
yeah.
a full track and pull out all the horn parts. Okay, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay,
can hear
you
you.
said, okay, yeah, pull out all the horn parts. And so when we get off the air, you need to tell me, because I know how to transcribe chords and horn parts and all that, but that is amazingly time consuming.
You were speaking of Rob Diggy. You were talking about.
Is that who it was? Yeah. So Terrence, if you could help a sister out, I appreciate it.
We can
Let
definitely
me
talk
know.
offline. Yes.
I mean, I have one, it can read the chords, right? And but sometimes the chords aren't right.
Right.
I have to go on my keyboard and go, nah, that's not a C minor 7, you know, and then I have to fix it. So, but it is a help, because when I'm producing a show and I have all these charts to give out to the band, I transcribe and, you know, the melody and all this stuff. It's time consuming. So, hey, help a sister out. You let me know. It's
Yes,
to me, it's a
yes.
worthwhile investment for a performing artist, because when we
absolutely.
go to other states, other cities, they have their house band. I need to send them a link where they can grab the charts, all the
Right.
parts,
Right.
and then pick them. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
To let me know. Hey, look, he's like, I got you. Okay, I'm remembering now. I got your phone number now.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk offline. I got you. No doubt.
You take that from me. I'm gonna be like Mac.
Be like who?
Like you. I'm gonna hunt you down.
No, I got you. I appreciate that.
But no, I just, some of this stuff here, it just, it bothers me, because when people are interviewing such like you, then they turn around paying the person to interview them and then try to get their music out there. Man, that don't make any sense. Why would they do this? It's about money, I imagine.
Yeah. The business changed on people, and they didn't even know it. I mean, I was fortunate that I had an uncle that was in the music business that actually allowed me to record my first record when I was 16, and he put it out vinyl. Independent label, and he was signed to major labels, but it taught me a lot about the business. And then the whole thing, I think when the whole Napster file sharing thing kicked in, that caught the music business by flat-footed, totally unexpected. So having come from the analog world all the way over to the digital time, I always stayed close, in tune with what was happening. And then, you realize, okay, at some point, you don't really need a major labels. They were great at one time, but now you can do it pretty much yourself. Yeah. I mean, but it's really, you got to have a business plan, you got to have the strategy, the marketing, all of that stuff. I think I saw it best when I read something that said hit records are not created, they are marketed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Period. How many records have been number one that in your modest opinion you didn't think they were great records?
Absolutely.
But I get it. I can understand why records hit. I get it. I get all the elements that can go into it, but that's really what it comes down to. You have to understand your business and what your end game is. And I think, as an artist, you got to be a business person, and you got to be all of those things now, because you don't have a luxury.
What I found out, the record that they marketing, really marketing and putting it out there. But I always, if they got the B side to it, the B side's probably better than the one they.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I remember
and you go back to the whole thing with radio. I mean, that's why if you listen to you go on FM radio, you listen to normal radio, you hear the same songs back to back. And why is that? It's because those spots are bought and paid for. They're not playing anything else, right? That's why the same artists, that's why you only have a small percentage of artists that sit at the top. Whereas in 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you go back all the way down to Motown era.
Yep.
You had a whole bunch of artists that were top selling, able to sell out, concert artists,
And never got a Grammy for any of them.
That's my point.
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them, but not all of them.
That's right.
They ain't got nothing for that, all that hard work and determination.
Yeah.
And they getting ready to do this, the Grammys Sunday?
Yeah.
And they blasting Beyonce like she, I don't know, top of the world or whatever. History maker. What has she done made? She ain't made no damn history.
But like I said, it's really just the time and kind of how we look at it and what we measured against. I mean, no doubt, undoubt. I mean, she's a incredible artist, and you have those eras where you have artists that dominate, the era. But I just think that music, it really can't be boiled down to a competition, man. It's not a track meet, man.
I know, right?
You can see what they were saying on that. What her name? Dale got
Adele,
that. Adele got that Grammy last year. Beyonce got to make up, and so Beyonce can get a best selling album or whatever. But
even Adele said when she got up there is no way.
Right. She kept it real. You know what I mean? She's like, I really shouldn't have this.
Right.
Yeah. And that's happened before. Didn't a country singer give up his award 10, 15 years ago?
Yeah, yes, he did. Yep.
He's like, really?
So, because it's all political. I mean, it's like, it's like me and my wife, we're always talking politics, but it's like I talk about the whole voting thing, and okay, man, how do you go from moving away from the popular vote to boiling it down to electoral colleges now?
I know it, right?
Come on, man, it doesn't even make sense. It's because it's a control mechanism, and the business is controlled, and that's what it is. But it'll make people do some very crazy things to be a part of it, if that's what you really want to do. But I mean, it's all smoke and mirrors. I mean, and I was fortunate enough to work in the music industry and get close to some big producers and big names, and got a song that I share co-credits on Michael Jackson. And when if I told you the story about how the song landed on Michael Jackson, it's outlandish. I mean, it's crazy because it was a song. I referenced this guy Nate Smith earlier, right? I referenced Nate, who's a drummer. So we used to have music day. I had a company, a partner of mine, a guy by the name of Frederick Andrews, and myself had a company called The Affiliates, and we were up and coming producers. We had 5 producers in our company and 1 songwriter, a lady by the name of Antoinette Parker. Nate Smith on Music Day, he brought his tracks to the studio, and he played this one particular track that I said that this sounds like something that Michael Jackson would sing on. And it just made me feel like something that Ron Temperton would write to. It just had this feeling. And we ended up landing the song. The song was is a song called "Heaven Can Wait," and it's on Michael Jackson's on the Invincible CD. We ended up landing it on Genuine first, but it was, I think, some budget issue. Then it went to somebody else, and then it landed on Michael Jackson. My team essentially fell apart because of success, because people lied and they said, well, Terence didn't pay me he didn't pay me for this, or he didn't pay me for that. And Teddy Riley has his name on the record as a writer. He didn't write anything. The music was completely done. Michael didn't write anything. God rest his soul. The song was done completely. A guy by the name of Teron Bill wrote the entire song, sang it, did all the vocals. You can still hear his background vocals and another young lady's in the vocals on the track. But Michael claimed it the same way he did the whole thing with Butterflies, which Marsha Ambrosia wrote. But their situation was a little different than ours. But we get, eventually I had to put an injunction on a record to get my credit, and to get my royalties from it, which I get to this day and all of that. But I say that to say,
was it? Tell me.
Heaven Can Wait. Heaven Can Wait.
Okay.
It's on the Invincible CD. The same album has Butterflies on it.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's that love of money and fame and fortune that will make people forget their way. And when I'm telling you, I treated people well along the way. I mean, I was given, hey, we were selling tracks, and my tracks were the ones selling, and I was still giving people, splitting the money evenly. But so I learned, and I've always been a good business person, and always paid attention to my business, and that's why I was able to walk away from the music industry. And actually, I just actually officially came back to the industry about 5 years ago. I was done with the music industry. I didn't want anything to do with it because it's so corrupt, and I've lost so many relationships along the way because of it.
It's interesting. You said Quincy Jones in an interview I heard, or was it a documentary type thing? And he said, Michael Jackson needs to give credit to, I forget the name, to so-and-so who actually wrote the song. It was a lot of that. That you're saying that because Quincy knew it, and he was being real.
Listen,
he said, I don't have anything to lose.
No, I'm not speaking ill of the dead, nor am I saying something that's untrue. I put it out there, and I challenge anybody to say it. I would challenge Teddy Riley, Nate Smith, anybody to challenge me on it. You could go to Spotify, you see my credits you see my name on the record. So I recorded it. I actually tracked the music. We did it all, so but it's just one of those things that, people were stealing credits back then. I got records out there now that I did that.
I was shocked when I heard Quincy say that. When I said real, because I always thought Michael Jackson, fantastic, and he did write a lot of stuff. But he did say, but he needs to give, and it was almost like, man, you just need to be real. You need to fess up. Who really wrote whatever song it was? I can't remember what it was. I can't remember now.
And it happens a lot. It's happened with so many artists that we think that did all of this. I mean, there's only a handful of people that ever graced the face of this earth that did it all. Your Stevie Wonders, your Princes. There's a whole, there's a few others, but there are a lot of artists that their fame, and their fortune came from a lot of other people that they're standing on their shoulders, So,
Man, this is some great stuff. It's great to talk to somebody who's been in the business for a while, who knows what's out there. And when I hear people like you and Walter Beasley and other people, and even the Whispers when they were on the show, and the gentleman from Brick and Ripple, because they were major label artists, chart topping. We even had Yarborough and Peoples.
Oh my God, yeah! Come on now, you know how many hits they had?
Yeah, years ago. They have them back now that we're visual, but they tell some war stories, and even one lady who was working during the time, I'm not going to say her name, but she was working with Sony, not as an artist, but when they signed somebody, she was asked to get them started. Okay. And she said, Joyce, don't sign. Don't ever sign. She said, you know what they do? They will sign. Let's say, for instance, they have Beyonce. They signed her. They put all that money into her. Well, there was another Beyonce that's as good or maybe better.
Yep.
They will hurry up and sign her
Yeah.
and put her on the shelf for 5 years.
They will shelf you. Right. Absolutely. That's what they did. That is a known practice. Or better yet, if they wanted your record to go platinum, guess what? The record labels will buy the record. They will buy the rest of those records.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
That,
She told me some stuff like that.
True.
I don't even mind mentioning the daggum name of damn self. But what you're talking
Just
about,
blur my face out if you say somebody's name. Blur my face out so they don't come looking at me. I don't want no problems.
Walter Taylor, Maurice Johnson, and David Carter, right? Now, a friend of mine by the name of Steve Jones started a label called Shay New. Okay, then. So they went to New York, okay, to with Warlock Records. At that same time, on Warlock Records, it was Kim Waters and I can't think of that girl.
I remember Warlock Records too. I remember that. I remember Warlock Records.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
And I promoted that whole dadgum thing. But Joey, the owner of Warlock Records, he was putting all the money over in Kim. And every time I call about because I'm looking at the radio play, I'm the one that's doing all of that, and I send it up to them, and I'm watching where they schedule on the radio, if it's hot, medium, or whatever the case may be. And just before they went out of business or whatever, I was steady calling. I said, hey, what about this here? And when it was done, oh, well, we still working on the books. I said, still working on the book. I said, boy, I already know you got 2 sets of books. You need to come on off with the money. You know that Negro never came off with the money.
It was always 2 sets of books.
It was 2 sets of books.
Always.
And I told him, I said, it's 2 sets of books.
Always.
I said, I'm the one that actually doing the physical tracking of everything, and I'm sending it to you. Don't you think I should know
Yeah.
what's going on?
That's the game, and people don't understand it. That's really what it is. So it's really smoke and mirrors at the end of the day. And,
Yeah, it is.
Well, look here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you,
I love talking about it though. I love going back in time.
It's something that we need to hear. I love hearing, because we want to have the Whispers back on, because they had some really great things to say.
I can only imagine what those iconic artists had to say. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm like on a very, very small, minuscule scale. These are major pioneering artists.
They
So
are.
I can only imagine what they had to say. And
we could. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it's some very deep stories. But I'll say this, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. But the music business, in my
I'll bring it back to you.
has always been a very dark industry. I mean, I would say it's akin to porn.
Yeah.
It's about exploitation and control. I'll leave it at that.
You're
And
absolutely
the
right.
casting couch, huh? And the casting couch.
Yeah. Always.
I mean, we had. I know someone personally, and I saw her video from back in the day. I mean, she has. I was going to say, had chops like Shaka Khan and the best. And she got invited. Her band. She was so excited. A major label came to listen to him. When she got the call, we want y'all to show up. She showed up, but she was the only one from the band. They didn't call the rest of the band. They just called her.
That's right.
And I said, we love your music, but we have our own. And then he conveniently introduces her to the other guy that was there. In other words, she had to pay sexual favors.
That's right.
And she walked out. So, but it's not that she wasn't talented. She had everything. I saw the video. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. You could be beyond talent. It has nothing to do with it. You could be trash, but willing to sell your soul, and you get put on. That's really what it comes down to.
But that's a heavy price. I can't help but think that's why some of them died so young. That's why they're on they're addicted to drugs to try to kill the pain.
That's right.
That's
right.
That's a lot of sex. So stop envying people because you don't know what they had to give up
That's
to
right.
get to where they are.
Yes, it's a tough industry. I mean, and I don't judge anyone. I mean, I'm
No.
open. People do what they do, but that was
Exactly.
one of the things. Like, you know, I'm having guys invite me back to their room to play tracks for them, and I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. You know, if this is the way I got to get there, then I'm not going to get there. You know, I mean, you know, you just it's just whatever, man. You know, but that's it. I mean, people have always been willing to do whatever for $1 or to get to where they're trying to get to. We know that, and it's scary. And
It is
my heart
scary.
goes
Well,
up.
you know, I guess this is what's happening today. That everyone that's turned out to be independent artists getting away from the labels. Now we're independent artists.
Yeah, I mean, get away from major
Get
labels
away from the
or
major
independent
labels.
labels, because you know you have independent labels too.
Right. What I'm trying to say is this: some of the independent labels still up under the
Absolutely,
up under the
majors,
major labels.
Absolutely.
So how in the hell they gonna call themselves independent? They're not.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And to me, it's really about, you know, if you're a subsidiary, but it comes back to the whole distribution thing. But like now, I mean, unless a label now, I mean, labels want to look for people that are already buzzing. And to me, if you're already buzzing, why would you go and give that power over to someone else?
Exactly.
You're buzzing. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You already have a fan base. You're already moving units. Keep doing what
I'm
you're
selling
doing.
tickets.
Right.
Keep doing what you're doing. You know?
Right.
Why should I share? Why should I, after I'm selling tickets, I'm packing houses, I got millions of views, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Now I want to share that wealth that you had nothing to do with?
That's right. That's right.
You
know what I mean?
the code.
It was just like I think it was Walter was saying of the Whispers. He was saying, well, you know, this. What was the song, Joyce? That they was doing all the playing over in Europe. They wasn't getting their royalties, so they went back and revamped it and
It's all
started
of them.
their music on their own.
Yeah.
It's all of their music.
All of
They
their music,
re-released it, re-recorded.
everything,
Yeah.
because they wasn't getting their royalties.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
ridiculous.
what he said was, one of the twins was, I think it was Walter, but anyway, he said that back in the day when they were with the major label, that they said, we're using some of the money that you've earned to market another one because y'all don't need marketing anymore. And he was like, well, hey, how did he say that, Mac? I need to eat a sandwich too, or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I even told them that, hey, you guys, you're doing well. You don't need marketing, but somebody else does. So we're going to take some of your money. That now, if you are independent, now they have their own management team now, their own publicist, own manager, own producer, and they're coming together and they're doing this amazing work. So I'm glad they're doing that. I mean, not only them, but Taylor Swift. Said it on another show, has re-released it. You know, Anita Baker went in and got her money. So it's everybody's waking up. But I said this, you guys, you remember in the show, 5 years ago when Apple Music came out first. They with a streaming platform, but they didn't want to pay royalties. Long story short, because y'all heard it before. Well, Taylor said, I'm pulling my money. I'm pulling my songs.
Yeah.
Overnight, they changed their mind. That told me we have the power to change the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't want to mess up mine. Man, they don't like you. Like you said, you number one today, but if they decide tomorrow you're no longer needed, you're going straight down.
Absolutely. There's a rapper that just filed a class action suit. I think it's this rapper Drez from this rap group, man. I think Black Sheep. He just filed a civil class action lawsuit and pertaining to that because and you think about it, and he makes a very compelling argument. He talked about how he signed a deal with the label, and now there was a clause in the contract that says, okay, the way we are putting music out now is through cassettes, CDs, and albums. But if there's some unforeseeable change, we have to negotiate that. Well, we are in that unforeseeable change.
Yeah.
How can somebody dictate to artists what they're going to pay to stream their records or to
Right.
stream their
Yeah.
music. You know, it's I mean, they arbitrarily said, hey, we're gonna pay you a penny percentages of a penny for every stream. I mean, and you know, and then on top of that, change the game and to say that streams don't equate to sales. I beg to differ.
Well,
It's
yeah.
the same thing. It is the exact same thing. I mean, yeah, I mean,
Same
granted,
thing.
you had to go down to the store and buy the CD or buy the cassette or whatever. But I mean, a stream is a play.
Yes.
Right.
That person is still spending that 3 minutes or 90 minutes listening to an album that they purchased. But that's it. We allowed the game to get changed on us, and they're having their way with it, and they are profiting off of other people's work.
Well,
Yes.
when you
It is happening.
think about
Exactly.
it, this,
Becoming rich.
some of the radio stations that's on the internet are charging these people also.
Oh yeah,
They're definitely charging them.
oh, absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
this is advertisement, which is the same damn thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah. You pay you're paying for a spot. I mean, and
Paying them for a spot.
yeah, when you go into these networks, these music networks, it's like, man, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
really?
It's a lot of that
It's a
stuff
joke.
going on.
a
Okay.
joke.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this. Let's break, and I want to go ahead
Yeah.
and introduce this brand new track from our guest, and then of course we'll come back and chop it up some more. But before we do, you want to kind of set things up for us, Mr. Terrence.
Yes, sir. So this song is called Alone, featuring Miss Kiana Graham, singer-songwriter out of the DMV. She's also featured on a couple of other songs on my Cycle of Love. Actually, she's focused on a couple of interludes on the Cycle of Love album that I just dropped as well. But this song called Alone drops on Valentine's Day.
Nice. Okay. Well, we're gonna check it out, everybody, and if you just tuned in, we are speaking with our guest today, Mr. Terence Thompson, and so check out the music, and we'll be right back. So keep it locked right here on the Indie Live Spot.
Spending all my time thinking how to get you off my mind. Dedicated fool, sleepless nights over you, crying out tears, boo-hoo, running from the mirror 'cause I don't wanna look at me. That's where the problem lies, and I don't wanna see. It's been me all along, going strong. I chose this life. Still I blame you, 'cause if I don't, I might face the truth alone. It's been me all along, going strong. I chose this life. Still I blame you, 'cause if I don't, I might face the truth alone. Going out my mind, trying to stay too when I should be alone. But I feel all the feels when no one's home. Can't see my faults, it's true. problem lies. And I wanna say, it's been me all alone, going strong. I chose this life. Cause if I don't, I might face the truth alone. It's been me all alone, going strong. I chose this life. Still I blame you. Cause if I don't, I might face the truth alone. I don't wanna be alone. All alone. Soft light from the moonlight as I write this request to you. Can you pass by? Are you free tonight? 'Cause I got this real thirst for you. And I know we said we were moving on. You keep telling me that I need to be strong. 'Cause our chemistry wasn't right. Even though the loving was fine, fine. I'm so confused by you. So confused by you. I don't even know what I should do. I should do but with the way, the way I should do but with the way. I'm so confused by you. Then you told my strength of character engaged you and excited you. My love of words, it moved you and ignited you. You felt free and inspired. did nothing know to stifle you. So I'm so confused by you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and you just heard some great music from our guest, Mr. Terence Thompson, and we played the new release there, Alone, featuring Kiana Graham, and also we went into another track that was off of one of your other CDs there, Terence, the So Confused.
So Confused. Yeah.
Featuring Sophia
Ripley from the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. Everything that you do, man, is great. It's just really good.
I appreciate that. I'm very blessed to work with some great musicians that make me sound really good. See, I'm modest and humble enough to say that, you know.
All right, modest and humble. Just pat yourself on the back.
Nothing wrong with that. That's right. So.
Well, as Samuel Jackson said in The Long Kiss Goodnight, I'm frank and earnest, you know.
Yeah.
I know that's right. Yes.
Let me say that. I just see Miss Steele is in the house.
Yeah, my girl. Listen. I love Weddington. Weddington has popped up and supported me on everything I've done, just about all interviews. I mean, of course, she's a great artist, and this is funny. Like
Absolutely.
the first time I reached out to Weddington, I was like, I think I sent her a message like, "Hey, did you write this song?" She was like, "Yes, I write all of my songs." And she's so dope, you know, and just so laid back. Another creative spirit, and you know, I think she really represents the very best in indie artists, because not only she's a dope artist, she also supports other artists, you know, and that means a lot to me. So
I'm on her mailing list.
Yeah,
her designs, cologne,
right, her perfume, cologne, her shoes, she's doing her thing.
She's all that.
Love
just
it.
amazing talent.
Yes, she is.
Definitely.
You know, it's amazing because when you're an artist, you almost have to be multifaceted or something like that, because
you do.
You know, I'm not a producer, but
you are a producer.
I do call myself a cover girl.
You are a producer.
Yeah, I do, but not like you and Gary and David. I haven't gone that deep yet, but I do produce and I do write. But I get somebody else to mix and master, because sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah, that's a whole different animal right there.
Yeah, so I put that out there. But I call myself a cover girl, and it's not about makeup. I do cover shows. And I because I told Gary, the thing I say now, I have to find my own lane. And I love doing cover shows. And 3 weekends in a row, I did private shows doing cover tunes, and I would sneak in a couple of my originals. But 1 hour, get paid well, and you know, just trying to find ways, because I'm a performer, I'm an entertainer,
right?
So I try to find ways to do that, and it's not hard for me to be a cover girl. Is it hard learning a bunch of songs? Yes, but it's not hard for me because I really love it. I love getting up doing a Temptation song and everybody sing along because it's a song that they know.
Yeah.
And of course, I wouldn't do a Sade tribute show if I, didn't like doing cover songs. So,
well, Joyce, although you're doing the covers and things like that, I heard you say, you sneaky in. Hell, you ain't sneaking, just play them. Say, hey, my new song.
It's an expression.
Sneak them in, just tell them what it is.
Oh, I do. Yeah, that's just an expression. But
kind of really what it is, though, it kind of speaks to what you're trying to manage. You're trying to manage your audience. You're trying to manage your crowd because you know how the audience can be, you know. But at the end of the day, I mean, like, this is something that I you know, you have to do whatever it takes for you to sustain your gift and what you're trying to do.
Right.
I was speaking to someone today, and I told him, I said, look, don't let anybody take you off your plan. You know, whatever your track is, you stick to that because people are going to come and they're going to try to knock you off. Right. But you have to do whatever it is that's going to push you toward your goal. At the end of the day, I mean, if I got to go out here and sell tacos so I can produce music, guess what? I'm going to be out there selling Terry's tacos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right. You know, so I can do my thing. But too many times, like we think, oh, we don't have to. No, man, no, you got to do. I mean, if you really cherish your gift and what you're trying to do, you're gonna do whatever to get it there. My mom told me, like, I know you love music, but always have something to fall back on. And I've always used my not public life to support what I do in the public.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I get it.
Understand.
And we do what we have to do.
You do.
You have to.
And you know, when I came back to music after 20 years, I jumped in and started working. Made some mistakes.
We all do. We all do.
Made some mistakes.
It's part of it. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and still trying not to make this, you know, the same mistakes to this day. You know, you got to think through, pray through. Oh, Lord, help me through.
Oh, yes. And Lord, help me not to hurt these people. Help me not to run up in these people's homes in the dark of night.
Absolutely.
No, some of that stuff. And, you know, and really, because, you know, all of us here in the music business, one way or the other, really sometimes you look at the business and you know, like Terrence, you know who you are. You know your personality. That's right. You know you like honesty and transparency or what have you. But then the challenge is finding those people who are not, and then going, I don't think I want to work with you anymore.
Hey,
and finding a way to say, perfection is not what I mean. I'm not talking about that because that's impossible. But when the intent of the heart is not to even try to be. Then, you know, there's some people I haven't worked with in years, and I have no plan to work with them ever again because of, you know, dirty deals and maltreatment. You know, when you start yelling at me like a dog, you don't know where I came from. Yeah, my mama didn't raise me like that.
I'm gonna say something that I think is, like, for me, it's always been two things. One, very few people are who they say they are. Very few people. If someone's trying to convince you on who they are, I mean, more than likely they're not who they say they are. You know, the other thing for me in life, but especially in the music industry or anything that you're creating and you're giving something that's so intimate and so important to you, you really, your BS meter or your BS reader meter needs to be dialed in so on point that you can sniff the BS through right out of the gate, you know. But because this is the type of industry where it's people are so eager to crack it and to get in and to break through, that I go back to what the Bible says. People would rather believe a lie than believe the truth. You would rather believe that this person is who they say they are than to really do your due diligence and scratch and sniff and be like, no, that ain't right.
Scratch and sniff.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't right. Y'all remember the old scratch and sniff little things? You know, you scratched it and you smelled it.
Well, yeah.
You know, and sometimes you got an unpleasant surprise.
Yeah.
But Terrence, when you look at it in the face, then you see them horns come out. Time to go, boy.
Run the other way. Run the other way.
I know you done seen them. I know you have seen them. You've seen the horns come out.
Exactly. I mean, that radar goes up and you hear the hustle, you hear the manipulation, you hear it and you go, oh, no. But the part that is a challenge for anybody is when somebody's behind your back sabotaging your character.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow. When 4 people come to me telling me, so, you did this, and that, I said, I've heard things people say about me and I didn't even know them. I said, I
Hey,
don't know
have you
who
ever
that
seen?
is.
Have you ever seen the
Like he
movie?
said, I said, I don't know him. I don't know him. So when people put that much effort into sabotaging your character, that's the part that's a challenge. But do I call and fight? No. It's just not worth my
it.
time.
It's not worth it. Yeah.
It's not.
What's the movie? What's the movie?
I was gonna say, have you guys seen the movie Tropic Thunder?
No. Do I
It's
need
this
to
old
see it?
movie. Yeah, but there's this classic line in the movie, right? Where the people that somebody's interviewing Robert Downey Jr. and it's like, hey, you know, people close to you say that you washed up, this, that, and the third. And the dude looks the interviewer in the face, he's like, somebody said they were close to me. You know, like right. Classic line. Like, how can somebody say anything about me that don't even know me? Mm-hmm. That's not even close to me.
I know it, right?
So that's what
don't know you. Haven't been to my show. We don't talk on the phone. We don't even communicate on Facebook, social network, nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I don't know him. That's
and don't want to know him.
Exactly.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
Let's keep it. Well, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing.
No.
So sometimes you just gotta be still and know.
That's right. That's right.
I got drunk one time. And
you got drunk one time? Did you say one time?
Should you preface and say one time when I got drunk?
Yeah, you go.
Restructure the
right. Yes, Terrence.
Yeah. I'm trying to make the corner, and I kept hitting this wall, and I said, "Damn!" I said, "Excuse me." Got backed off and ran into it again. I said, "Well, excuse me." I said about 3 times, and I kind of looked. I said, "This damn wall ain't said nothing." I've been falling.
Now we have video of him rolling in the driveway.
Wow. Well, everybody explained the last time I was on the show too. That has come full circle. Like,
well, I tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, Mac, it's been nice getting to know you, man. This time around, you know, like I just, go back to the last interview, brother.
Good
well, he's awake.
I couldn't make it.
That was epic. That was epic. I said, Lord, please don't let this brother go into cardiac arrest. Please let him be all right.
Please.
My man was popping up like Freddy Krueger, like Jason every few minutes. Like, there you go.
But you know something? The thing is, I may have been dozing, but I had missed the conversation.
No, you was locked in. Listen, Mac, you had one job.
But when I one job.
There was the piccolo. When the piccolo part came up, you hit it right on time. Right on time, brother. Came up, piccolo.
But hey, man, I'm the same person 24/7. I'm the same person.
Yeah, crazy all the time.
Joyce, he was busting his chops the last time too.
Yeah, he was.
He was busting his chops the last time.
Big time.
Wait, no. I told Mac, I said, I had a daddy like you. He passed away years ago. I said, I know how to handle you.
And you was handling him too. I was like, ooh.
Look, I ain't scared.
That man knew why he was going to sleep. Because you was... My man was like, I need a break.
Mac is a lot of fun. He doesn't do any harm.
It hadn't been too long, got off that plane, right? And so I got myself squared away, set my stuff all up in my room, and got on the show. Boy, look here. I was maybe there. Look at Joy.
That's exactly what it was, too.
Was
and you didn't have a fancy backdrop either, so let me just tell you.
Right.
My phone rang.
Oh, no.
I said, Mac, say hello. She said, Mac. I said, what?
No, that's not how it happened.
No.
Let me tell
Now, please, Joy.
you, like Gris was still with us,
Oh
and it
man,
was like a
yeah.
dark mountain
Yes.
because it was dark in his room and he was out.
Right.
And we kept saying, Mac, wake up. Gary talked. He didn't respond to anybody. So Gary went off the air. I got scared. I thought he was dead.
We thought he went out.
I said, oh, y'all, where's my phone? I grabbed my phone, and when he heard it ring, he popped up.
And we're live from Johannesburg.
Yes. Oh.
But I did get scared. I know what you mean about cardiac arrest because I'm like, wait a minute, this man, because we joke, we have fun, we laugh. But I said, no, wait a minute, let me make sure he's all right.
Yeah.
But when we found out he was all right, it was back to the game.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny now. We're laughing.
I'm gonna bring a defibrillator the next time I come on. I'll be ready.
Y'all, he just went down.
No
Boom,
doubt.
he was gone.
Yeah.
Scared.
Hilarious.
That 26 hours woke my tail.
I guess it did. I had to spend the night, my husband and I, at the airport. That's a long story. But when we arrived at 7 that morning, or 6 o'clock for a 7 o'clock flight. But we didn't arrive in Dallas from LA till the next morning, mid-morning. My son picked us up and I fell asleep leaning forward like this. And when he hit the brakes, it shook me. I'm like, oh my goodness, I am that tired. I have never gone that long without brushing my teeth. That was just.
That's what I'm talking about, Joyce. Our priorities in order. Listen, that 12-hour window. We're like,
that's so trivial in the grand
no,
scheme of things, but I kept thinking, I haven't brushed my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's been over 24 hours.
That's hilarious.
Trying to get home. I haven't brushed my teeth. I haven't taken a shower. Please stay away from me. But I was in LA doing a couple of gigs, trying to get home. They don't, like you said, they don't know what we go through.
That's right. It's a grind. It's a real grind out there.
Ain't lying.
Yeah, it really is.
Man. You getting somewhere, boy, at 3 o'clock in the morning. You ain't really slept on, good on the plane.
That's right.
No, you haven't.
They started rushing food to you. Do you want something to drink? I make sure. Every time I get on a plane, I don't care if it's domestic or international. Don't make me no difference. I'm gonna be back there by the toilet.
Listen, my man, I know I got first class, but I'm going all the way to the back.
I'm going to the back.
Get somebody else.
I'm going to the back. Here we go. Only thing they do is send food up there to you, pumping you with food. And if you want to drink. I said, well, I tell you what. I paid for that seat in the back, that's where I'm right there by the galley in the toilet. So I got you for
And we're going to all get there at the same time anyway.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Tell you.
Well, speaking of, because you're getting ready to go back over there. You leaving in the morning.
I'm leaving tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
About 8 o'clock. We're leaving I think it's 8:15 or 8:45 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Ooh. Well, safe travels.
Yeah.
Right. Safe travel. Definitely.
I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna be like, what's the boy that took all that money? I'm gonna have my parachute with me.
Okay.
We're gonna definitely have a blast. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with these 3 females. It's gonna be actually 4 females. I don't know. And myself and one of my cousin's husbands, well, I'm telling you, we're gonna have a job on our hands. About 3 o'clock or something in the morning and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the other one's getting out, one of them was gonna meet us in Istanbul. The other one's gonna come in the next day. So but You're gonna get to visit. They get to meet their uncle and their first cousin and stuff like that. You know,
Nice.
and things like that. So it's gonna be a nice time for them.
Like you gotta put international in between your names. Mac Player International. You know what I'm saying? International.
You know what I tell them, baby? I said I got plenty of conversation, but I ain't got no type of.
Don't get him started. Don't get him started.
Oh my God!
Please don't get him started.
Okay, all
Let me know
right,
when I can come back.
all right.
Yeah, man, but
Listen, he's incorrigible.
hold on a second. Hey, baby girl, I'm on the show, and I'll give you a call as soon as I get off the show.
Look at him.
All
Are
right,
you
baby.
talking on the phone?
International, bro. Listen, that's what you expect.
I was talking to one of my gals.
Oh,
man. Yeah.
But no, man,
Isn't it time to wrap up the show?
It's
we got time. We got time.
It's getting close. It's getting
Macking
close.
his gas.
Right.
Yeah.
Acting like a pimp.
You see, he got his cane.
Yeah. Last time I was over, I gave my friend. He wanted my cane.
No, you think it's your pig hat. Where is
knob on top. He wanted this, so I gave it to him.
it? That was funny, G. He got his cane.
Well, before we do get closely out of time for the show, Terrence, why don't you please let everybody know how they can follow you and all the your website and all that kind of good stuff.
Hey, I appreciate it. So you can catch me. I do most of my interaction on Facebook at TerenceThompsonMusic.com on Facebook. Also at producer Terence Thompson on IG, and you can hit my website at MrTerenceThompson.com. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And it's Terence
All right.
ENCE. Yes, thank you. Yep. No two
look under the
R's, no
video.
A's. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can. No problem, because I struggle with spelling your name.
Yeah. It's a common thing. And yeah, it's most people think it's two R's, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I said, okay, yeah. But his name is right under TERENCE Thompson. So you can check it out.
Yep. And lots of music out there with a lot of great artists, collaborations. So yeah, check it out. I appreciate it.
Hey, man.
What do you got in store for the rest of 23?
So I'll be shooting a lot of videos, kicking around some ideas with my partner and my wife about some short film stuff, and trying to shoot videos for other artists and just collaborate. Got a few other tracks and some stuff that I like to release. But yeah, man, just creating. God willing, I'll get to release it, and just stay busy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Shout out to your wife Yasmin. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Shout out.
Yeah.
She's on
holding me down.
Facebook.
Yeah. Always holding me down. Yes.
Awesome.
Hey, man, you think I can come up there and get one of them films or something?
Absolutely,
No.
bro. Listen, I might have to come to Africa and follow you, do your documentary.
I know, right? There you
Pimps
go.
International. Pimps in Africa.
That's what I'm talking about. Go to Africa.
Yeah.
If we get you over there, once I get you that information, you get over there in 24, I'll be sitting right there looking at you.
You had a camera. You be on the other side of the camera recording me though. And make sure you hit the record button.
You know what I told you off the air, Terrence?
I know. I won't forget it. Listen. Joyce, we be standing in the roster. We get there 2028. My man got all the spots booked
really
up.
Gonna try to make this jelly, though. I'm gonna really try to work it.
Yeah.
That's
And we appreciate it.
Mhm. It must be a 1 week festival. All them folks are talking to.
I know that much.
They do everything over there 30 days. It has to be a 30-day festival.
Well, I'm gonna be there at least 30 days, 30 to 45 days. That's for sure.
Nice.
Every time I ain't gonna spend no 2 weeks. Hey, you can't do a damn thing in 2
Nah, that's a long time. That's a long flight to go there for a week or two.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'd still do it. I'd just take any opportunity to go to the motherland.
Yeah.
yeah, cause like I said, while I'm there, I probably just I might fly to Dubai or go down to South Africa. Doing something totally different.
Hmm.
I done explored all the other parts of it. Now it's time to explore some of the other parts.
That's right.
Yeah, of
Absolutely.
course.
Yeah.
I ain't got number time. I'm a single man, and
Here we go. Here we go. He dropping them hints out there.
You know, that's what was
And a
on my
plus one.
mind too.
Back looking for a plus one.
No, +3, 2 or 3.
I was celebrating my birthday over there. The old girl, she
The old girl. Lord have
Man, that's what I call my mom. Old girl.
they
Happy
gonna
birthday,
give me a party. So what can I say? Shoot, hell, I be 74, full of vim and vitality.
mercy. Oh,
Looking good too, brother.
you're gonna be
I'm
I'm
70.
gonna have to come to Africa with you. What are you doing?
Drinking the water.
For some reason, I believe there's a different meaning to that, but I'm gonna leave it.
Right. Yeah, you're
There's
right.
a double meaning.
Yeah, you're right on
Yeah.
that one, Terrence. You're definitely right. Oh man.
Oh my god.
Got all
Say
this
goodbye,
gray hair
man.
in my face and got a few strands in the top of my head.
Say
I'm
goodbye,
54
man.
years old. Next week.
Listen, man, you were able to steal my show the last time, and you did this. You did the same thing again. Listen, I know now, brother. I'm coming on to support you. There, I'm gonna be your wingman. Listen, whatever you. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
We got to do a show together. I'm gonna be your wingman. You know.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I just enjoy what I do. I have fun and when I can get a word in edgewise, but I'm cool.
I knew that was coming. I knew
You
that
just
was
go on the
coming.
show and you can't get a word in.
I knew that was coming. Oh.
Hell, George talks so
The
long.
pop song and the kettle black.
I just forgot what I was
The
getting
kettle
ready to
black.
Oh
Trying
my
to
God.
look, trying to take a piece of paper in my backyard, and he got a whole junk in his backyard. Please.
Okay, let me break it.
Oh my
He
God.
said,
Oh, let me take this time to thank Terrence. Terrence,
take over. Let me go.
Terrence, we appreciate you coming on the show, brother. It was
Man, I love coming on this show. Listen, I laughed, if not as hard this time as I did the last time. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Thank you. So much.
always, brother, and we look forward, to when you come back, and again, keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it right, brother. Everything is great.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Means a lot to me.
Yes.
Hey, Joyce, I'm gonna be reaching out to you. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
my brother.
Yeah. No, appreciate that. Hey, Mac.
Yeah, just there at the end of this here. Just stay on a minute.
All right.
Don't
I'm
go
just gonna say,
nowhere.
stay humble. Okay, stay humble.
I'm always humble, baby. I can't do nothing but be me.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Right. Okay. Well, anyway, I wanted to say, also, everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself this weekend. Be safe, whatever you're doing out there. And please tune in next week. Next week's guest is going to be a vocalist. Her name is Laura Rain, and it's going to be a good show. So you definitely want to tune in for that. And with that said, again, thank you, Terrence, and enjoyed the show. And enjoy all of you out there that tuned in. We appreciate all of you. If you tuned in on Facebook or you're here with us right here on YouTube, we appreciate it very much. You don't know how much we do appreciate it, and we don't take it for granted. And we hope you continue to check us out. And so please come back next week. And with that said, I'll pass it over to Joyce and Ray.
Okay. Hi, Terrence. Always a pleasure. You're doing some great things. Love what you do. So thank you. And give a shout out, Gary. The list is a little bit longer there, so I was trying to get Ray to to stop. As I have a lot of things to do.
I hear you.
But anyway, on so I tried to keep up with both. If you see me looking, I'm looking at Facebook and YouTube. So a shout out to Gia Hyatt. Thanks for being here. One of our biggest fans, Gia, and Colleen Keithley.
Hey, Colleen.
Pat Terry is in the house. I don't think I've seen you for a minute. Oh, well, in the chat room. Henry Mixon. Yeah, I saw your comment that Papa Smurf looks good for 400 years old. I got it. Yvonne J. In the house. Marilyn Ford. K Ward, Jazzy in the house. Joel Crafton. Keith Gilchrist. Let me make sure I get Gaberson. Thanks for being here today. Bobby Porter. Bobby. And Algie Williams, my gospel music brother. And JC Smith. On Facebook, John Carey. My brother, John Carey. Thanks. Yasmin. And guess who Yasmin is? His better half. Terrence's better half. Krista. Krista. I'll stop at Krista. Okay. Krista, thank you for watching on Facebook. Heidi Tan. Wade Chandler Long, thank you for watching. Ron Ledford. Leanne Bill. And Wilting Steele, who also came to YouTube later. And Sax brother D. Lucas on Facebook. Thanks for joining us today. And we appreciate you. If you like what you heard today, please click the thumbs up, right? And if you haven't already, subscribe. And in the next week, could you ask one person, just one person, a friend, your brother, your sister, your BFF, to just subscribe to this YouTube channel to show some support. We need to build it up. We have a lot of views, but we need to get more followers on it as well. So thank you so much. So hopefully Facebook cooperated today. Some things, like Gary will tell you, we don't have any control over.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you watching. So we will see you next week. Thank you so much. Again, thank you, Terrence, my brother. Look forward to working on the next project with you.
Yes, thank you.
Well,
Matt?
Well, Terrence, it's our pleasure to have you on the show. At least I'm fully awake this trip.
To say the least.
Man, like I said, but maybe I've been asleep, but I didn't miss a conversation that day. You can believe that. I just nodded off for a second. But hey, man, stay on for a minute so I can talk to you. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think I've said it all in the
See
whole
you later.
show.
Bye.
I'll see y'all from Africa. I will be on the show from Africa.
Yay.
I will do that. I am gonna be there. But
Maybe this time we'll see more pictures. But
some of them you may not want to see.
that's true.
Boy, you said a mouthful there.
Yeah, you sure did. Thank you, G. Unfortunately, we saw some last time.
Oh, man.
It was late. I was tired. So I had to show from the beat.
It's all right.
But hey, see y'all next week. See you later. Bye.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your weekend.
Mm-hmm.